day Fortnite removed KLOMBO was a sad day, but the real reason why they removed them might shock you. So here are 20 times Fortnite upset us, its fan base. But first, I'm gifting my subscribers skins every single day. It's as simple as dropping a like on the video and leaving your Epic ID down below. And as always, remember to pop in code MMCS in the Fortnite Item Shop. Recently, Epic had announced that they'd given away $120 million to people creating maps. Yeah, these ones you see on the Discover page. But this is where things turn south real quick. At the same time, they also announced that they were firing 900 people working on Fortnite. And people were disgusted by this. And then it got even worse because Epic did something really silly. That evening in the item shop, they added the Share the Wealth emote. You know, the one where they're shaking money in your face and throwing it up in the air. People had just lost their jobs and they decided to add this to the item shop. It was really insensitive of Fortnite to do this, and they ended up removing it from the item shop just a few hours later. And Fortnite love bringing back OG weapons and items, and back in Chapter 3 Season 3, they straight trolled everyone with the return of the Boogie Bomb. You could jump in game, land at an NPC, buy unlimited Boogie Bombs in the no builds game mode, and there was no way of defending yourself. After lots of people complained and tons got upset because they were just dancing for ages, as people would keep throwing them at you, Fortnite ended up removing the Boogie Bomb, and we've never seen it since. Will they ever come back? And whilst talking about Chapter 3, no one realised that Fortnite would be adding one of the community's most loved additions to date, KLOMBO. He arrived to Fortnite when the snow on the island finally melted and everybody instantly fell in love with him. But that didn't last long, because 40 days later, KLOMBO was then removed. People were frantically looking for answers, and special dialogue with Haven the following season suggested KLOMBOs had just disappeared in a flash of light, the same flash of light that brought them here. That just seemed like an easy way out, and according to some people, KLOMBOs, along with the tornadoes and in-game weather events, were too taxing on the game, causing too many people to lag, so apparently it was easier just to get rid of them than to sort it out. And that's why KLOMBO will never return, I guess. Just like the Infinity Blade, because back in Season 7 at the top of Polar Peak was probably one of Fortnite's biggest mistakes they could have made. This one weapon left a ton of people upset with the game. It just so happens that the mythic Infinity Blade arrived at the same time as a huge tournament which completely ruined it, leaving a ton of people upset as only one person had access to this overpowered blade. And the one person that had the Infinity Blade obviously ended up winning all of the money. It was so unfair, you had players deleting the game because of this item. And how can we forget about the Black Hole event? At the end of Chapter 1, Fortnite ended the chapter with a huge live event which resulted in the whole game going offline for a few days. The problem was that you had fans that were desperate to play the game who couldn't, and they resorted to raging and getting upset that they couldn't play their favourite game. Fortnite was literally offline for 2 days, and people were really upset of them for doing this. And one of the biggest ways Fortnite have upset their fan base was the releasing of OG and rare skins. It's always one of the biggest ways Fortnite upset their fans, with half of the fan base happy about the return so they can finally get their hands on this rare and OG skins, and the majority of people with these OG skins already upset that Fortnite have brought them back. This started all the way back in 2019 when Fortnite brought back the Super OG Skull Trooper to the item shop. And it didn't stop there, because they did the same with the Ghoul Trooper and even the Recon Expert, with the owners of her being even more upset as they didn't even get an OG variant of the skin. And believe it or not, Fortnite removing building at the beginning of Chapter 3 Season 2 got tons of people crying at the start, because Fortnite made it that you could only play the no builds game mode and nothing else for the first 2 weeks of the season. So people that had finally just got good at building after all of these years didn't stand a chance when it came down to just gunfighting. I mean, it's a pretty good job now that they have an option to play with or without building. And did you know about the weapon that gets most people heated and upset? Well, say hello to the drum shotgun. It's the most complained about weapon in Fortnite history. Ever since it was introduced in Season 9, there is nothing really that you can do when you're in a close encounter fight and someone has this weapon. The problem is it doesn't take much skill, just spam and shoot. And at the time when Fortnite made it so you could only play the no builds playlist, yeah, this made things 10 times worse. And do you know what might actually be worse? Is Fortnite teasing to us new weapons, return of items, and even features in trailers and loading screens that never actually come to the game. It's almost like they're lying to us. For instance, last season it was that the jungle biome was going to flood. The return of Marvel. I mean, look, this season they even have the Infinity Blade inside one of Kato Thorne's vaults, and is it there? No. Fortnite, you've got to stop doing this. And only after a few months after Fortnite had come out, a gun was introduced that would quite literally reduce the community to tears. And of course, we're talking about the minigun. It was really the first overpowered weapon Fortnite had ever added to the game. The main problem was the time that they added it into Fortnite, because people were just starting to learn how to build, and it seemed absolutely pointless building anything when someone in the game had a minigun. And what made it even worse was when it first came out, it didn't even have a cooldown timer either, so you could literally shoot forever. It was super overpowered. And believe it or not, Fortnite added a point of interest in Chapter 2 that got people so upset. Imagine getting to the final zone, you're about to win your first ever game in Fortnite, but where was the last player? Well, Slurpy Swamps was the issue, because people found a glitch with the healing water that meant you could survive throughout the storm all game and get easy unlimited wins. It completely broke Fortnite. Everyone was doing it and it took Fortnite ages to sort out. But by that time, a lot of people had just given up on the game. Just like the time when Fortnite added brutes to the game. Yeah, back in Season X, when they added these, it sent the community in uproar, because these things were so broken and overpowered, it became a trend for streamers to quite literally quit the game after they got killed by one. They were that unhappy with Epic for never really sorting it out either. And many of you may remember the block. It was a place where community-led designs could be picked and featured for a week in Fortnite, and it was awesome. But one day, it randomly got removed. And this was due to one of the creators of the picked block for that week added something in the basement of the winning block design that wasn't really safe for the game. So, in Chapter 3, when they brought Tilted back, they thought they could do a similar thing and get the community to vote for fan-made buildings to be built at Tilted. But there was a huge problem again that would lead to many people being upset with Fortnite. Each building that won the votes, strangely enough, turned out to be option C. And it turns out the voting was rigged all along. The default option when you interacted with one of these boards was option C. So everyone would just spam vote for the free minis, which would end up sabotaging this contest. After the news came out, many of the creators of buildings that were in this contest were very upset, and Fortnite didn't even apologize. Now, check out this video I've picked out just for you. I'll see you over there.